Okay, so we're at the end of the walk, and I just walked back from the mental facility where I couldn't go there. But as I was walking back holding the feathers, what really was coming to me over and over, try to block the sun, there we go. Really coming to me over and over was, and that's why I'm going to put this in the shaman series, is there are a bunch of our shamans there. That is what we do in Western culture. And I don't know about the culture that you're from. I would love to know if you want to comment. That's where our shamans are put. In shamanic tradition and indigenous culture all over the earth, for thousands of years, if someone displayed signs as communing with other realms, where they had the ability to be a realm bridger, they were taken under the wing of the local shaman, whether that be a woman or a man. They were taken under the wing of the local shaman, and they were shown the ways. They were shown the ways, and they became a realm bridger. And they would then, in their, after they had trained with the shaman for years, they would then lead their own shamanic ceremonies, and they would become the village healer or the town healer or the tribe healer. And now they're in mental institutions, and that is a really sad reality of the state of our earth. Shamanism is still alive, very alive, but it is not well. We medicate them now. We medicate them, we pump them full of pharmaceuticals, and tell them to be quiet, sit still. We have a lot to learn. Hey, beautiful tribe. So I have stumbled upon something today that is blowing my mind, and I went for a long drive today, and I really wanted to go walking. It's a gorgeous day. It's about 60 degrees here in Pacific Northwest, which is just the beginning of spring for us. And I came upon this park that I'm on the grounds of what used to be a mental hospital in the early 1900s, which was a little daunting as I drove up to it. I mean, it's sprawling. There are miles and miles of walking trails because it's very beautiful, which I'll show you. But I've come into this section where there are all these abandoned buildings, and I was reading a plaque, and these abandoned buildings are part of what used to be the main hospital's enrichment center, where people who were in the mental hospital could have residency in taking care of animals. So this is where they housed and barned all of the livestock for the mental hospital. And remember, this was early 1900s. 1916 is when it opened. And so they housed horses, cows, sheep, pigs, and poultry. And I am blown away walking through these old buildings with the rough cut lumber and huge thick planks. And why I'm putting this in my shaman series is because the energy of this place is completely different than I was fearful of when I got out of the car half a mile back. The energy of this place is astounding, and I'm going to share that with you as we move through this section of the park today. I'm super excited that you're here, and I can't wait to show you everything that is going to reveal itself to us. So, as we're walking around the grounds together, you and I, the one thing that made me decide to turn on the camera, which I was not planning on doing today, is the incredible joy that is felt on the grounds. And as I walk, the grounds of this space where the animals and the residents once worked together, the overwhelming sensation that I keep receiving is joy and peace. And what a beautiful legacy, what a beautiful thing, what a beautiful gift that was for the residents of this mental hospital. Because as you can imagine, in the early 1900s, mental hospitals were probably an incredibly, incredibly rough place for those that lived there. And part of my heart is so touched by that, and I'm completely blown away by what I'm seeing here. Oh, how beautiful. These are the horse stalls. I'm gonna turn the camera around. Look how thick this lumber is. Everywhere I move in here, I just feel incredible peace. Because the energy that I'm picking up is such joy from the residents, and truly joy with the animals. As you know, or as you may not know, but I'd love to share, so many times people with psychic gifts and intuitive abilities, those gifts and abilities were not honored, especially back in the early 1900s. Well, and far before that. The beauty of the architecture. Look how gorgeous this is. There's cupolas up in the top. Look at those gorgeous cross beams. So this was a dairy barn. And overwhelmingly, as I walk through these buildings, I just have waves and waves upon love. So much so that my eyes keep tearing up, and I can't help it, and that's what caused me to want to make a video, because I thought, what an enormous honor to stumble across this today, and then for it to be so much different than I thought that it might be. And what that is revealing to me, the energy, was how this space, how this place gave the residents of the mental hospital so much hope. So much hope. It's very possible that someone like me could have been placed here at this point in my life. And if that were true, being among the animals, running a farm in the institution, within the institution, would have made my life worth living. And that's exactly what's resonating here. The energy of this place is unbelievable. as I walk around these grounds that I'm sharing with you now, I'm so impressed with the quality of the buildings, which was built by the residents of the mental facility. Oh, and please excuse the graffiti. Some of it's pretty vulgar. It's just so well made, so beautiful, so full of hope. It's a great testament to the human spirit, to thriving where we are right now in this moment. So this is possibly the hot water heater boiler system room. I'm gonna flip It's really beautiful. The longer I walk here and I move through this space, I'm really having some spirits come through, and they're teaching me, and I found myself saying thank you to them. Thank you for being a way shower. Thank you for going through what they chose to go through to elevate this planet. Even though their life was tough here, you know, so many of them came with incredible abilities, incredible psychic intuition, incredible mediumship possibilities, incredible attributes as a healer or a way shower, but they were locked up because they were different. They were locked up because their families didn't understand them. They were locked up because they were outside societal norm. And I just keep saying to the spirits that are coming, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being brave. Thank you for enduring, because you allowed me the ability to be myself in big and small ways. Each one of us perpetuates the cycle forward. Each one of us perpetuates, you know, opening paradigms. Each one of us perpetuates the cosmic consciousness opening bigger and bigger and bigger here on Earth. And because of the people who lived here, because of the people who resided here against their will, most, because of them, I have the honor of being authentic without fear. I have the honor of allowing the gifts and abilities that are being gifted and shown to me. I get to be public about it, and I'm not being ridiculed. I am not being killed. I am not being burned at the stake, because gosh knows I would have been. I would have been called a witch, and I would have been burned alive in the town square. And it's because of people here that I'm not. Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful. What gorgeous views they had surrounding them here at the mental hospital, especially this part of the ward, as it was called. This part of the mental ward being the farming ward. Look at the beauty that they had around them. The absolute beauty, and the overwhelming theme of what the souls are showing me while on the property is just how incredibly grateful they were for this space, how incredibly grateful they were, how this allowed them to move day by day. I know firsthand what living with animals is like and how incredibly special and therapeutic and truly life-giving it is, especially if you're struggling. So I imagine that the farming ward here at the state hospital truly was everything. It truly was everything to, I will call them the farmers that lived here, because their ability and their attunement to the animals that they worked with saved their hearts. It saved their hearts. I shudder to think of the sadness that they experienced being locked up. I understand that some of them, it was for their own safety, but for most, it was for the ease of family members. It was for societal norms. It was to put those that have intuitive abilities in their place. If they would not conform to the norm, they would get locked up. And that is not lost on me today. Thank you for being here with me. Have you ever been in a space where the energy just speaks to you and it's so overwhelming that it's as if you're walking in a crowd? That's how I feel right now. Oh golly. I literally feel like I keep looking over my shoulder, you guys, and I'm not scared. I feel like there's 100 people walking with me, and there's so much love here. It's like we're all walking the grounds and we're remembering. I keep stopping the camera because I keep crying because they were sad. But what they showed me more than anything was how being in the farm ward saved them. It made life worth living to see the animals, to take care of the animals, to work with them every day. And having had a farm myself for years, I can tell you how true that is. They make life worth living. Oh my God. I'm gonna take some time here and pray in incredible thankfulness and gratitude for all the souls that have come before me that make my life possible. I'm so grateful. I think this group that I'm with, we'll all sit and pray together. So love to you. So I kept walking down the trail that I had started on when I came upon the beautiful grounds that we just went to together. And I kept walking, and I wondered if I would come upon the mental hospital. And I did. And before I could see it, 2 feathers were in my pathway as I cut across the grass. And that's always a sign to me that with spirit, that happens a lot. And then I could see the abandoned institution, and I had to walk away because I feel like vomiting and I feel really nauseous, and I cannot go over there because there is so much horror and sadness. So I'm on the grounds of a bona fide mental hospital, and what you can see right behind me there, right there, that's a cage so that the inhabitants can go outside. And I just can't go over there. My stomach hurts, my heart hurts, and I can't do it. There's too much nasty. There's way too much darkness. I can't do it. Not today. So when you have experiences like that, it's okay to just walk away. It's okay. You don't have to go there. You can just walk away. It looks so beautiful here, and all I keep thinking as I walk the grounds is like, when those when the farm was in use and operating, you know, all of this was pasture land for animals. And I keep thinking, why aren't they still doing that? Like, why don't they still have a farm? They have just locked them all up. They're just locked up. They're prisoners. And my heart hurts, and it makes me feel like I'm so disappointed. I feel so disappointed. They're so pumped full of pharmaceuticals over there. That's why I feel nausea. Okay, so we're at the end of the walk, and I just walked back from the mental facility where I couldn't go there. But as I was walking back holding the feathers, what really was coming to me over and over, try to block the sun, there we go. Really coming to me over and over was, and that's why I'm going to put this in the shaman series, is there are a bunch of our shamans there. That is what we do in Western culture. And I don't know about the culture that you're from. I would love to know if you want to comment. That's where our shamans are put. In shamanic tradition and indigenous culture all over the earth, for thousands of years, if someone displayed signs as communing with other realms, where they had the ability to be a realm bridger, they were taken under the wing of the local shaman, whether that be a woman or a man. They were taken under the wing of the local shaman, and they were shown the ways. They were shown the ways, and they became a realm bridger. And they would then, in their, after they had trained with the shaman for years, they would then lead their own shamanic ceremonies, and they would become the village healer or the town healer or the tribe healer. and now they're in mental institutions. And that is a really sad reality of the state of our earth. Shamanism is still alive, very alive, but it is not well. We medicate them now. We medicate them, we pump them full of pharmaceuticals, and tell them to be quiet, sit still. We have a lot to learn.